All right, so more live coding and stuff and stuff and whatever's going on. We're back looking at. I don't have my screen set up properly. Looking again at our EverCraft kata. Um, Today we're going to step away from the core requirements in the code and get into something that it's like one of my fun things is kind of build automation. And because I'm such a good developer and I I forgot to actually commit the code that we worked on last week, so now I've got this branch sitting out there and it's been sitting there for a week. And I don't know whether or not it'll actually build. I don't know whether or not it's stable. I know nothing about this information. And then I'm going to go and pull request it into my code base, and I have no fidelity on what's going on in any of that. So I figured that today it might be a good idea to look at setting up some GitHub actions for this. So today we're actually going to kind of get started with the GitHub actions. But I'm not just going to do GitHub actions. I'm also going to pull in another package that I use quite frequently and kind of help maintain, which is going to be this rocket surgery nuke. So it's a set of reusable build bits on top of a build system called Nuke build, which is here. Um, yeah, so we're gonna have a little bit of fun today and deviate from the core requirements, and we're just gonna tell the business, hey, if we go any further without getting some level of automation, everything's gonna fall over because this guy can't keep releasing code from a week ago and expecting everything to be stable. So we're gonna dig in today and see what that would look like. But first things first, we're gonna go behind the scenes and we're gonna pull request some of this code in. Actually, you know what? No, we're gonna do this right here and now. We're gonna show that. Oh, first off, we have to make sure that we're not targeting the main branch, and there is no master branch, so that's going to be main. That's fine. All right, so we know that this will go in, right? We can create this pull request, but if we create the pull request, GitHub will just say, hey, we'll take it. We don't want to do it in the main. We want to do iteration class into. Oh, no, no, no. We don't want iteration core is still a live branch. Oh, we have, see, now we have even bigger reason to come back and do this on our main branch because we've got divergence from our main branch. So I've got a couple of branches in play right now, and this is bad, bad Git behavior. But I have a couple of branches here that are off doing their own thing, um, and this is the core iteration that we did the first time. This, this is the core iteration that we did the first one. So this is the first set of requirements, the first full feature set that we delivered, and then doing iteration class was the second full feature set. But like now we've got two full features, or maybe like so now let's take a look at this from the perspective of maybe it's two full feature teams, and the feature teams had feature branches and they diverged off, and now they're both coming back to the main line, right? Well, we don't have any fidelity on our on anything that's going on here that tells us whether or not we are actually going to be able to uh, build this with any success. So so we want to use GitHub Actions because you know the code's hosted in GitHub. So let's go ahead and use GitHub Actions. But this guy right here, this guy, if you see me and you want to talk about how cool YAML builds are, I'm going to immediately close my ears and stop listening because I don't like YAML. I understand that YAML is a good way to represent it. All the arguments around why YAML are valid doesn't mean I have to like it. So I don't like to write YAML. So the part of the reason, and one of the features that no, not part of the reason, one of the features that got added to Nuke that I didn't think that I was gonna like is there's a YAML generator in here. So today what we're actually gonna do is I'm gonna go through this whole thing. I'm gonna bring in the Rocket Surgeon's Nuke build, and I haven't done this on a fresh project in a while, so we may fumble through this together. And I'm actually going to bring up the documentation in another window so that potentially we can document some of this stuff along the way, so that we can put it on the website for people to come back and use later. Let's see, where open a folder. I don't even know if I have this on this machine. This is gonna be fun. We're just chasing squirrels today, folks. I apologize in advance. We're gonna be all over the place. What are we looking for? Source. RSG. I don't have the RS. Yeah, there we go. Oh, it's right there. Hey, we're good. Okay. See, I've got it pulled up on. Well, I got it pulled up. Let's do this. Git status. Git fetch. All. Oof. 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 That's 8. How far divergent am I on this branch? Let's go look. Can we just pull down origin, all the things, feature? Is everything on master? I guess everything's just on master. Okay, so we'll just pull down master, and everything will just be on master, and we'll just go from there. All right, cool. So we've got our code stuff up, blog docs, about fundamentals, conventions, get started. Let's add build dash with nuke.md. All right, so we got a markdown document. We can do the things and stuff. So let's go do the things and stuff. All right. So what this thing is gonna do is make kind of some of the fun around it easier. I'm gonna potentially dig into some of this code in a little bit. But all in all, what's happening here is some really interesting magic. We're using, because the screen is shrunk. So let's go ahead and expand the screen and see what happens. How does that look to you now? I guess it looks better or worse. Don't know. Let's look through the code. So we go to the source and we go to Nuke. So at the end of the day, we're using C# 8 default interface implementations, and we're just creating composable bits, right? So there's some domain language around the domain language that is Nuke, and what we're really getting into is, I can do this. I have these things. I declare what I am, and I declare what I can do. I have maybe some default behavior that you can take and just extend from and get by default. And really what we're doing at that point is we're just composing our build bits into reusable chunks of logic, right? And some of this stuff is, these are the I haves, right? So most of that's just going to be properties. But here, stuff where like I generate code coverage, like this is a full-on executable step that you can then pull into your build relatively easily, and we'll see how all that goes in a bit. Like I said, I haven't done this in quite some time, so this is gonna be fun today, because we're gonna have to do it more or less from scratch and figure out how to do this. So buckle in, folks. This is gonna be fun. So let's dig into some of the actual code at this point. So let's go ahead and find the right thing. Let's pull up the terminal. Let's clear the terminal. Let's git checkout main. Checkout dash B. Actions. Yeah, that's fine. All right, so we're gonna create some Nuke stuff here. So I think the first thing that I can do is just go ahead, because I have I'm certain things that I'm not gonna cover today is like how to install the Nuke global tool. All that's well documented. But I have the global tool installed. So because I have the global tool installed, I can just create a Nuke build directly here, internal to my project. And we're gonna do that in a second. But I just want to pull up some of my own documentation so that I know what I'm doing. And you folks are watching me fumble through this entire thing. Let's pick eeny, meeny, miny, that one. All right, cool. So we can just Ooh, this may not be the best one to pick. Let's not pick that one. Let's pick Launchpad. Launchpad's probably a good one. Where is Launchpad? Launchpad's here. Okay, cool. So I'm explicitly not doing .NET 5 because reasons. So let's do Nuke. Nuke's gonna run and it's gonna detect that there's no Nuke file, so it's gonna set one up. So yes, yeah, let's have him set it up for me. So I like to do things a little bit different. I'm a little weird, so I like to do my project name as .build, and I want it to be in the /. Is that right? Yeah, /.build folder. I want to use 25 as the same as the global tool. I haven't upgraded to 5.0 yet for reasons. And we'll just grab the solution. So now Nuke will, we'll just go ahead and let Nuke get us started. We're going to override what Nuke gives us, but let's just see how do we want to do restore. So it gives us the choice of choosing mono or the CLI. Hopefully I'm on the right, yeah, it gives us the choice of doing mono or CLI. So I'm going to do the .NET CLI. Ooh, neither. That's interesting. Are located in .source. Outputs to .artifacts. Tests. Ooh, hopefully we set this up correctly. Do we know where those are? Oof. Reveal and finder. Where? The note, the tests live in a tests. Oh, goodness. Let's go rename it. Let's go fix it. All right, so now if we fix that, that should be fine. And now we can do that. And do you use Git version? Yes, just not set up yet. Perfect. Okay. So now we'll see that. Oh no, it deleted it. How could it delete it? Wait a minute. What'd I do? What did I do wrong there? Oh, it didn't delete it. It just moved it. It's moved. Oh, okay. All right, cool. So what we've got here at this point is we've got a new .build folder, so that's easy enough. The tests are not loaded, so that's what the problem is. So let's delete that, remove it. Let's go up here and let's add the existing project back because we changed where the tests were so that we could so we wouldn't have to override the new configuration just to make it easier on ourselves. All right, so it's in the tests folder. All right, so now technically at this point I should be able to just build it from the command line and go. But before we do that, let's take a look at what got generated like in the actual thing. So Nuke generated for us. Ooh, there's an extra space in that template. I'm telling. How dare you give me an extra space in my template? Anyway, so right, that's the biggest complaint that I have about this. So it generated an entire build for me, right? Like it gave me all the default stuff. It gave me the Git version stuff. I probably need to add a Git version YAML. Otherwise, it's going to blow up. But I have Git version installed, so it shouldn't be that big a deal. So I should be able to, at this point, just do ./build sh. What happened? The type namespace shut down. Net after server build. Yeah, okay. Why? That's weird. Oh, it just isn't brought in. Why isn't the namespace brought in by default? Okay, so I have namespace issues. Terminals, let's go run it again and see what happens. See if it likes me now. Key promoter, you are annoying today. Compile, object reference not set to an instance of an object. Yeah, because we don't have a YAML file. So let's go grab a YAML, or let's go grab the Git version YAML file that we want. Let's grab raw. Let's copy that. Where do we need that? I think we need it right here. So let's do touch. Is it git version? I think it's git version dot YAML. Right, so now I should have a git version YAML file, which means it should be an existing item. I don't want to add it to the config there, but I feel like maybe because I don't have my normal project stuff built in. Okay, so let's add an existing item. Let's go out a level. Let's grab the git version YAML just so that we can bring it into the build folder. Just add links. Is that what we want? We want to link the file. Let's paste in our default stuffs. Okay, so this is going to be all of our default junk and stuff. So now we'll click save. We'll go back to the terminal. We'll run our build again, and hopefully it won't tell us that we don't have git version stuff. Maybe I need to run git version init. Git version. Git version. It's thinking. Git version lies. Is dynamic. What did I do? So okay, let's go figure out how to initialize git version, because apparently we haven't done this in forever. Oh. This might be because I don't own the original repository. Returning the project root. Yeah, this might be because I don't own the original repository. Found possible parent branches attempting to inherit from config. Could not find developer master locally either. So it's not picking up my git version YAML. Do I have to initialize it? Git version. Do we have to git version configuration? I have configuration. Yep. Once complete, the init command will. Okay, git version init. So I do have to do. Okay, so let's do that. Git version init. Git version init would like to go through setting up git version. Okay, save changes. Run the get started wizard. Run the get started wizard because we don't know what we're doing. Or do we know what we're doing and we don't care? Assembly versioning schema. Yeah, let's try that. Let's just do 2. We changed a lot. What branching strategy will you be using? Oh no, we don't want to do any of that. Bye-bye. Let me out. Let me out. I know it's an invalid response. Let me out. No, I don't. No. Oh no. Oh no, I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I can't get out. I can't get out. We're going to kill the terminal because terminate. Yep. All right, bring back the terminal. I need a new. Let's do git version. And hopefully the process died. Yeah. Which would you like to change? Git init will guide you through setting up. Set up build scripts. Go back. Assembly versioning schema branch. Run the get started wizard. Okay, so I guess we have to go to the get started wizard because I guess it's gonna be git flow or something similar. Follow sim. I guess I'm just gonna. Okay. Save and exit. Are we good now? So it's initialized. So now that we've initialized git version knows that we're here. Maybe now it'll work. Nope. Git version. What am I doing wrong? Object reference not set to an instance of an object where. Showing max of 100 commits. ilog branch could not find develop. But I gave it config. How does git version not know? Yeah, okay, so yeah, command will create a git version YAML file in the working directory. It can be the root repository. I guess this is going to turn into the git version show. You can do git version / show config. Okay, there we go. So we can see what the. Okay, so let's go look at the git version / show config. Okay, that's the problem. That's not the right config. Okay, so to create your config file, just type git version in your repo, installing minimal git version.yaml. Did we not spell it right? Okay, so apparently we put it. Let's do Control Shift dot. So apparently we put it in the wrong. We put it in the wrong place. Is that what's going on here? How about we just let's delete the git version YAML. Let's come back here. Let's run the git version init. Run the setup wizard. Let's take git flow. Let's follow sim version. Let's save and exit, right? That should give me a YAML file. Okay, now I have a YAML file. Let me pull the YAML file into my solution via some new ridiculous .solution folder. Can I just drag and drop? No, I can't. Okay, so let's add existing item, the git version YAML file. Okay, now this is our stock YAML file. Okay, so now we have the stock YAML file that we know git version is going to pick up. So now let's give it the configuration that we want it to have, which is going to be whatever this thing does, which is whatever Launchpad does. So we want to just grab what Launchpad is doing. And then major, minor, source branch, mains, save, right? Like, so that's the thing. So now if I run the git show config, it's still showing the wrong configuration. So I'm not quite sure why git version is not picking up the configuration I want it to. Which is interesting because this is even different than the configuration I just looked at a second ago. So how do I get it to pick up the configuration file? Nuke should know where it is, right? So let's go look at our build and let's go figure this out. This thing looks for git version, so let's just start F12ing in the code. Seeing what we don't know. Find out things and learn stuff. Okay, so framework is set to 3.0 by default, which, okay, I get it. Azure pipelines, update build number, yeah, okay, so it's going through all the stuff. Git version.tasks, framework, update assembly. Where does it know to get the file though? Like, how do I load configuration in the git version? Like, this is all going to be about git version. Okay, yeah. In your repo directory after installing. But I don't see that. I don't see that file. So wait, okay, so obviously there's a file being created somewhere that I don't see. And that file is what's causing this problem. So let's go ahead and delete this again. Right, there is no file. Let's go folder by folder just to make sure that there's no ridiculousness, that we're not missing something silly, that we don't accidentally have like an extra one in the build. So I don't see any at all, anything in this directory that would give me any indication that it's there. Okay, so all right, git, let's do ls. So there's nothing in this folder right now, right? So like we're looking at this, there's nothing in this folder that has a git version configuration, right? So that means that our solution thing, right, it should be gone. So let's delete it, delete. Or, you know what, we'll leave it there and see if when we initialize it, what actually gets put into it. Git version init. Run the get started wizard. Let's do the thing again. This time we'll skip that. Follow send version and only increment when a release has been tagged. Increment based on branch config, every commit, continuous deployment mode. Let's do that because that looks like fun. Then we're going to do 0, which is save changes and exit. Now there's a git version.yaml in my directory in the Finder window. Now there is a git version.yaml file here, so it came back. So this is the file that it should be looking at, right? So now I should be able to give this thing its own config. So save it real quick. Now let's go look at the show config, right? This is all the default stuff. Okay, great. It's default. Great, great, great. Let's clear the window. So now we are going to take this from here. I love it when stuff just starts to blow up. All right, so all of that looks right to me. It's on main. I have a main branch. So now that I've saved it, I'm going to do show config again. That's fine. Init. And I just want to do 0, save and exit. So now, okay. That's intriguing. It overrode my changes. Okay, so now I should just be able to do git version. I should just be able to run git version, and I can't. And loading version from disk. Which version? What's version of git? This is git version dash dash. Oh, this is where we are, huh? We're just not gonna do anything today, are we gonna? Okay. Well, we don't need versioning today, so bye git version. That's sad that it didn't work out. I have no idea what version of git version. I can't even tell what version I'm running. Let me see. Do I just do git version? Git version dash dash help. Dash question mark slash help. There we go. Slashes. Path to config. Overrides git version config values inline semicolon junk and stuff. Target output. Okay, so now we'll do git version slash version 521. What's the current version of git version? Yeah. Git version. Yeah, git version.tool is 566. So the question is, am I running into a bug in a previous version, or because 521, that's actually really old. All right, off we go on another adventure. Is it update or is it upgrade? Git tool, I want to say it's update. Yeah, update seems good. Okay, let's try it again. Same error. Let's verify that the versions. I don't need to restart. Yeah, okay, so I do need to restart the terminal. So let's restart the terminal. Okay, key promoter X. You win. You're better than me. Now if I run git version, same error, and git version slash version is still that. Why am I not getting the new global? What's my update global? For whatever reason, am I using a local version of Git? Specify -d option before the tool name if you intend to perform the action on global tool. Oh, here we are. Okay. Yeah, I have to explicitly tell it that it's local. Okay, so then I guess I'm not using... So restarting my terminal didn't actually do anything. Let's try this here. All right, let's do that. Still. Okay, so I guess we're just going to be stuck on that, and we're not going to waste any more time with Git version today. So sorry, Git version and all the things Git version. Yep, now we can't do it. And yep, you're the reason why we can't have nice things today. Okay, so I guess we'll have to come back and do versioning later, so we'll put that on the list of things to do. And now I just want to do a build and prove that it works without any further interruption. Oh, look at that. So, why is my terminal doing that? There we go. Now we've seen that we can create a build and it will go and off and do the thing, but you'll notice that this is just doing a compile. It's not actually testing anything. So we're going to need to actually go off and test. I've got some code over here that kind of already does that I'm going to take directly from Nuke. Or better yet, let's go ahead and just bring in Rocket Surgeon Nuke and see if we can compose a build of our own. Let's open the .nuke file. So that's just the Nuke config. This is a boot. That's the bootstrap stuff, so we don't need to worry about any of that. That's so sad that that didn't work. All right. So let's go ahead and edit the CS project file. Oh, that's cute. Thanks. That's why I wasn't able to get version update. Oh, I need sound bites. So I can make jokes and have my own laughter. All right, so whatever. We're not gonna bother. I'm not wasting any more time on that. Package reference includes rocket.surgery.nuke. Right. All right, and I think we're gonna need the version. I think the version that I want is gonna be like 14. 14 dot what? Oh, I have to think about this because there's a specific version that works on. Oh no, I'm sorry, 0.14, 0.14.2. I think is the last one that works on Mac. There's an issue that I ran into with cross-platform builds on .NET 5 on Mac, and things get really weird. If you have a .NET 5 assembly that's trying to compile, it just got really weird. And rather than fighting it, I think it's a mono issue, actually, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure it's a mono issue. Because I looked at it, and the OmniSharp folks are dealing with the same thing. They need some mono package to be released in order to fix the problem. Whatever. So, that's life. But not Nuke. We want Airframe. We're going to go check and see what version Airframe is pinned to, because I just fixed some of my other build stuff using this the other day. So we just want to confirm what version. I want to say... I'm using Central Package version for this. Dun, dun, dun. Packages.props. In my packages.props, I have... Shenanigans is what I have? Oh. 14.0 beta. Why am I pulling the 14.0 beta? Oh, we're going to try 14.2 and see what happens. Because, YOLOs. 14.1 maybe. I think because there was a specific point where we actually did everything. Let me actually just look at the NuGet. because everything got changed over and we didn't properly conform to sem version because, we're the only people that consume it right now. So I got to go back version by version and see. I want to say it's going to be this one. It's going to be 14.2. It's got to be dependencies. Yep. 14.2 still has a dependency on NetCore app 3, and this is, or maybe I just lied to myself. Oh, no, okay, yeah, it's the Nuke common version. That's the, yep, there we go. 14.2 is the last one that took a dependency on the non.NET 5 version of Nuke. So that will work. That will get me where I want to be. Okay, so we'll pull that in. And then we are going to change this thing to inherit from, instead of inheriting from Nuke build. We're going to need, I'm going to need to reduce the amount of stuff I have in my face. So instead of doing the Nuke build, what we'll do is inherit from, I think it's Rocket Booster build, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, joy. Let's go look at that. Right there. Yes. Oh, nope. Now, okay, so now because it's composable, we can do it this way. Haha, okay, so now let's just go ahead and start implementing interfaces. So we're going to say that I can, wait, do we have it pulled in? Let's do NuGets, restore, packages are already there. Okay, so it just doesn't know yet. All right, so if I do, I can restore with .NET Core, because I can. That leads me to believe that it's not actually pulled in correctly. Let's go to the NuGet Explorer. We've got that pulled in here. This should work. It's there. It's there. I know we had this. So, okay, if I go back to the tag, right? So, let's go to history. History of this file. This file was generated. Initial commit. Oh, that's the wrong thing. I need to know at what point. Let's do this. It's T. I can restore with .NET Core. What version? Let's look at the history of this file. Okay, so we consolidated everything to the single project, and that was in July. That package was released 3 months ago. So yeah, it's got to be in there. So why is my... Oh, let's do .NET restore -no -cache let's just do that and see. Now, do I get I can restore with .NET Core? Do I not get the ability to get that? Does it not come through correctly? All right, let's just grab the using statements and stick the using statements in and see what happens. Because at this point, I am slightly baffled. Because it says that we have it in there. Oh. Because they're not set to build, but I don't think they should be set to build. That shouldn't matter, but if, okay, let's just try it because we're doing things and stuff. And the second we do that, still wants us to create the interface, so that didn't fix anything. It only created problems. Let's go and revert that real quick. Make sure that we're not breaking more stuff than we're fixing. Okay, so it's getting full IntelliSense. It's got the package included, right? Let's go make sure that the package reference is set correctly. Rocket.surgery.nuke. Did we still have split packages in 14.2? That might be the problem. No, we got rid of those in 14. Ugh. Now I'm having to figure out silly things that I don't want to. .NET Core. Yeah, we stopped doing that in 14.0 beta. Yep, so no, this should just be a single package of Rocket Surgery Nuke. Shouldn't be component packages. So we've got the version set. We've got Rocket Surgery Nuke. I've spelled it correctly. I've given it the proper include. It's a package reference. Can we do manage NuGet packages? How about I delete it? Yeah. We know. Oh my goodness, it's the end of the world. Let's go rocket. Let's add it from the. It's funny because like I use Rider like pretty much. No, I use Rider every day. And I never have problems except for when I'm on live stream. It's always so funny because I'm like, oh well, no, I don't say never have problems. I never have big problems. Like things just not working the way they're supposed to. I'll get weird issues here and there. Because, it's an IDE like any other program. It'll have problems. Install 14.2. Look at that. There's a package reference. Now it's installed. But I still don't have... Oh, let's go look at the... Let's edit this again. There we go. There's your problem. It's always something simple. Cool. So now that that's done, we can reconfigure our whole thing here. So that now, okay, let's do our own. This is gonna be awkward. Maybe not. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. So let's do restore. So restore is now going to be on target. It's going to be the thing, and it's going to do dot inherit. So it's going to inherit some base functionality, and it's going to be I can restore with .NET Core. It's going to get that functionality, and it's going to get the .NET Core restore. The core restore, not the tool restore. Public. Restore. Oh, it needs to be public. That's why. I forget how this works some days. Right. So now I can inherit the core functionality from this I can restore with .NET Core, which basically just has a default setup for how we like to restore our dependencies. And it tells you that you have to have a clean target. So I got to go grab the clean target, which means this build inherently inherits from I can clean because it's composed to be that way. So now we are just going to grab this and we're going to .inherit from I can clean. And we're going to get the clean. We want to test. We want to run our test project. Like that's the main thing that we're doing this for, right? Because we want to know that as things progress, we want to be able to make sure that our tests are passing between developers checking in code and developers like Rodney that don't check in code for a week. Don't break things after that week. I can test. I want to use I can test with .NET Core because this is all .NET Core stuff. I don't need any of the special stuff. So you'll notice there that I had some, or if the context menu showed, you'll notice that I had some, what do we call those things? Those glorious things. That I had some additional options. So I have some Xamarin options for some of this, and I'm probably gonna go through that in the next couple of weeks, and give that some love because I got some stuff I want to play around with there, with GitHub Actions, and see if I can't get a full Xamarin build with a binary out to App Center. What that would look like going forward if I chose to go that route. How much harder that would be than Azure DevOps. I just kind of want to know for my own posterity. So then we've got build. So we're not doing a build version on this. So what else can this thing do? It's gonna build. So like I need to compose it with I can build. So let's do the implement missing members. Oh, it's gonna force Git version on me. There's just no winning with you. There's just no winning with you. Okay. Equals null. I was going to do this. Let's do this real quick. Let me paste that other interface. Let me then go grab this code. Grab it all the way up the stack. Okay. Now we're going to implement I can build. It needs configuration. Oh, I talked to Matthias about this. Like, the fact that he pulled the configuration out actually makes me sad because now that's more stuff I gotta maintain. But it is also technically better. So, because now I can kind of polymorphically expand it however I want, or expand the polymorphism or whatever the correct words are for the thing that I'm trying to describe. Configuration is here. Oh, so configuration is part of the default. Oh, okay. That's what it is. He gives you the ability to do configuration this way. So in the default template, it has it now. Okay, that's good. I've been configuring with my own templates, so I forget. No. Yeah, there we go. I can build with .NET Core. Why do you need that? Okay. Obviously I'm missing something in this setup. Give me moments, please, folks. That's the public one. That's the build, yep. Okay. And there's a solution which gets all the extra stuff, right? That's the CI actions. Okay. So what is Rodney missing? It's always something simple. Oof. I don't want to do any NuGet packetization, but I do want all three of these interfaces. I know that much. I explicitly want these interfaces. I don't see how I'm dealing with that, though. Okay, so we'll figure this out in a second. Collect coverage equals false. So yeah, some of this is just going to be extra. Some of this is just going to be extra, and we're just going to have to figure that one out later. Compile, we no longer need that. Build is going to be more in line with the inheritance of everything else. Where's we can get this running? I actually don't even know if this is going to work at this point. It's been a while since I've set one up and we've changed the way all of it works using this object composition. So I was kind of trying to take this as a chance for me to play around with it before I have to go document anything ridiculous or figure anything else out for the Xamarin bits that I'm about to do, because I haven't consumed the package in a while. public target build, it gets, why am I having problems? I can build with .NET Core, the default, right? So okay, let's implement these two things. I have no idea. Oh, if I just do, that should solve that. This will become default. We're going to grab this default from here. We'll go ahead and paste the default in. We're not actually going to do any .NET Pack just yet. All we want to do is restore, build, and test, right? Build is still giving me some nonsense, so I need you to explain to me what your problem is right now. Build, what do you not like about how I have you set up? What are you complaining about? Member names cannot be the same as their enclosing types. Oh, well, let's fix that. EverCraft. Okay, but now you're still telling me that I'm not implementing something. What am I? Why does that configuration a string? That's really bothering me. Because I don't have that constraint anywhere else. Oh, does this version of... Because this is not my bag. No, watch, it's going to be the exact same, and I'm looking at it like, what? Yep, nope, there it is. It should have implicitly converted to a string. That's an implicit conversion. Values assigned but never used. Okay, that's great. So now we've got that. But then that's not satisfied anymore. Collect code coverage equals false. I don't want you to collect any code coverage right now because you're gonna break if I do. Public bool collect code coverage. Let's put that there for the moment. Fine. It's supposed to implicitly convert to a string. Why are you not working? I feel like I've got this working somewhere. Just give me moments and let me find where. Let me rephrase, I know I have it working somewhere. I can test with .NET Core, no build, configuration. Yeah, no, it's the exact same code. Drats. So how is it that this build is able to do the thing? Public configuration. It has to be a string. Right, it's a new configuration with a value. It's just an enumeration class. Like, there's no magic here. And yet one of my interfaces is requiring this thing to be a string. Remember, with the same name already exists. Yes, I know. So this is why I love consuming other people's work, because I always get to see how cannot access non-static field configuration in the static context. Oh, this is implemented slightly different than my other. Okay. Okay, now I see what's. I think I see what's going on. Pretty sure I see what's going on. Okay. Right. It's giving back and. Why? Yeah, I have configuration. Let's go look at that real quick. And T. Hey, let's go back and look at the code here. Let's hit T. And let's go look at I have configuration. I have configurations. Oh, okay. Because I know how to compose objects. I don't, obviously, but what I do know how to do is follow my own trail of breadcrumbs. I have yeah, it should be fine, right? Like I have configuration. That should work. I have configuration. I can implement public configuration. Okay. Yeah, that just happened. Okay, so let's go back. Let's take that thing. Let's just back this up a bit. All right. So now if I do that, what's not satisfied? That configuration. It's public configuration get. There we go. Yikes. It's always simple things. Always simple things. Okay, so now I think this will build. I think. Git version's probably going to blow up again, but that's okay. No, it didn't. Yay, okay, cool. Oh man, this is exciting. All right, so now we've gotten to the point where we've actually got a working local build. It's running our build process. It executed our tests. So let's do let's list everything in the directory. We've now got an artifacts, and a artifact should have the test output. So let's go. I just want to go look and see. Empty the trash. Tests. Artifacts. Test. Okay, so we actually have a dump out of what happened. There's logs from the test build and everything. 1 second, folks. Sorry about that. Okay, so it's building, it's running the tests, it's dumping out an actual test report. So at this point, I'm like, okay, great, let's check it in. Let's do git add. What did we add? We added all manner of stuff. We added build and config and git version.yaml. Let's just go see if that YAML is the, and it is the YAML we want. Let's just go see. At this point, I just want to run it and see if git version will actually tell us that it has the right configuration. Nope, still is telling us it has the wrong configuration, but whatever. We win. Git version loses, maybe? I don't know. Because it's building now, so I'm not as concerned about it as I was before. What version number did it give it? It gave it a... Oh, because we're not doing .NET Pack. So let's actually, yeah, okay, so let's go back and add pack. Let's add pack before we go any further, because then that'll give us an indication as to whether or not the git version bit is working. So in order to do pack, I think I need like I can pack with .NET Core. I can restore, I can build. So how do we get to pack then? Do we not have that? I thought we did. Okay, maybe we don't. Maybe we do not. Nope, we do have a pack. I can pack with .NET Core, target pack. Yep, okay, here we go. Hey. Buttons. Inherit the thing xx dot core pack. He changed this. Changed it for a reason, so let's figure out if that reason is valid. And now let's go put some space in between that one and that one. Let's add test, which depends on pack. Restore, build, test, pack. Can inherit that, but it depends on build in order to do its thing, right? Oh, we're just running after. Okay, I see what we're doing. Okay, so let's just do after. We can run it after a different one, so let's run it after test. Is that how that works? Will that actually do it the way I want to when I inherit from it? I don't know. So I'll not worry about this, and I'll just accept the fact that the actual underlying execution is set correctly and hope that everything works out correctly. So let's go back to our terminal, and let's build this thing again. It's doing stuff. It's doing things. All right, so it packed this time, which means I should, in my output, now have NuGets. It is not respecting our Git version, which is fine. We don't care, but at least we know. And knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe. Anyway, Oh no, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. Okay. All right, so how are we gonna fix this? What are we gonna fix? What are we fixing? Let's check this in. Let's do build, because I like to do my own thing. Build, added Nuke. So we've officially added Nuke. Technically, you know what? Let's kill that. Eek, git. Man, it's gonna pop up over here. Added rocket.surgery.nuke. So this is actually part of the reason why I really took a liking to Nuke, is because it allows me to do stuff like this. So technically I can release this entire thing as just like a .NET Core executable and then just source the executable and just rerun every given build. I like to sometimes do my own thing, and I'm a developer, so I like to always have the ability to be able to, step and punt on any given build. So the core bits are just built into these interfaces, right? And because the core bits are built into those interfaces, all I have to do is compose my build based upon what I want. The default implementations in them are grabbed. We can inherit from the interface here and run what the default implementation on the interface is. So this is really C# 8, like rocking it out and allowing us to do some really funky stuff with the way we set up our entire build system, because like our entire build system is not just a bunch of composable functions, a bunch of autonomous bits that are stuck together in a cohesive manner to get me what I want. And in this case, what I want is just produce a NuGet package. But let's say I have a more complex scenario where I have a series of web APIs that all have to be built the exact same way, right? I can write one Nuke build and then everything just works the same. But this is really the kicker right now that I'm going to show you. Make sure that my status is green. Okay, my status is green. This is the kicker that I'm going to show you now, because like I told you, we're going to run it on GitHub Actions. So like let's go ahead and do this, right? Do we want to do a git push yet? Yeah, let's just go ahead and do git push. Git push origin actions. And let's go back over to our nice nifty little dealy bobber. Here, let's go to our edge window. And we'll notice in our edge window that there's no GitHub action running. If we go to pull requests, we have the actions to get pull requests. If we do the compare, we're actually going to create the pull request now. We're going to pull request it into itself. We're going to pull request this actions into main, which is going to undercut everybody else's stuff, which is only mine, so I don't really care. And we're going to go ahead and add rocket surgery nuke. So we're going to create this pull request, and we're going to notice that when we create this pull request, it's just going to automatically allow us to get in because GitHub Actions have not been configured. So GitHub Actions provides a really nice API surface for getting started. They've got a really nice wizard user experience. Even if you want to like cobble together your own YAML, the wizard will help you do that. I.e., it doesn't give you a wizard in the traditional sense. It gives you a wizard in the sense that any composable bit you want, it will allow you to copy and paste the pieces. I'm not going to show you any of that today because to me, all of that stuff is old school, and the new hotness is Nuke is going to generate my YAML for me, and you're going to see it here live, right? That there is no action, there is a pull request, right? But there is no GitHub action, and then live before your eyes, or maybe I'm going to have to pull some wool and do some smoke, but eventually, by the end of this whole deal, we'll have this Nuke build in the system. So let's figure that out now, right? Let's go back to our code, and what we want to do on our build. Oh, how do we do this? Oh, okay, we do this differently. Okay, I'll just do it the way I normally do it, or we'll do it the way we do it everywhere else. Or maybe I won't. No, I won't. I'm just going to be rude. I'm doing it my way. I'm going to do it the easy way. I'm going to grab this, and I'm just going to copy and paste some things, but we'll show you that Nuke has the ability to add an attribute to your build, which will actually read through the target steps and create the YAML for our target build system. In this case, it's going to be GitHub Actions, but I'm just going to go ahead and do the stock thing today and go ahead and paste that in there. So I'm going to set this auto generate. First, let me resolve all the dependencies, and let me get rid of some of the stuff that we don't care about. I don't want to trigger code coverage. Non-entry target names, yes, we definitely want to do that. I don't want the enhancements from the middleware. And we're going to exclude those targets because they don't add value, right? Does that get me where I want to be? And I still need to close that out. Nope. Okay. That, then that. Perfect. Okay. So what this is going to do is it says create a GitHub action step, name it CI, run it on these targets. I can set up a matrix. I'm just not doing all that. We're going to push, and you'll notice here we've got master, next, and feature, right? So really what we want is we want main because we don't have that, and we want on pull request branches to be main and next, right? So I don't think we care about feature here, so we're going to get rid of that. Actually, here we don't care about next. Here I think we care about iteration slash asterisk. That seems good. And we want pull request branches to be the same thing. Cool. All right, cool. So now what this should do, if we know what we're talking about, and we'll go ahead and do the terminal, we'll do ls-a, and we'll go to the build folder. Oh, where is that? I think it's actually just going to create it in the GitHub action. So we'll notice here, and we'll do everything, right? We'll notice here what's currently here. We're going to now run the build again, cross our fingers and hide under our desk and pray that everything works out the way it's supposed to. So far, so good. So far, so good. All right, so it ran everything, which is good. So now if we do ls-a, we'll notice there should be, is it not there? We didn't get it. Oh, we didn't set auto-generate to, nobody's paying attention to Rodney today. So, okay, what we were going to do from the beginning so that we didn't run into that, which we ran into anyway because, you know, we're brilliant. This auto-generated is set to false. So I'm going to set this auto-generated to true now, and I'm going to run my build again. Nope. Apparently, I'm just going to show you what's in the directory again. But I'm going to run my build again. And now, this time, after a couple seconds of build running, if I do ls-a, now I have a .github directory. So if I cd into my .github directory, /github/workflows, and I do a ls, you'll notice that there's a ci.yaml there. So let's go, cancel again. Let's go do some things. Oh, so you'll notice that the Nuke build project automatically brought in my ci.yaml. So now you'll notice that Nuke went ahead and generated my YAML for me for my CI with main iteration, all the stuff and all the trimmings that I give it. It gave it the run matrix. It told it to use macOS latest. It's using checkout v2. Thank you. Install the Nuke global tool. It's going to do all the things and it's going to run the stuff. So like this is going to do all the magic for me. And now all I have to do, terminal, git add, git commit -m, Nuke generated GitHub action. Oh, we're in the wrong. Let's try that again. Oh, goodness, come on. Git commit amend. Yep, we definitely want to amend that commit. Now we'll do a git push to origin actions. And if I'm worth half of what I think I am, eventually this thing, yep, there we go. Haha. Now you'll notice that just because I've already got a pull request in flight, my pull request is now doing a new build with the action. It's now set the fact that the action is here. It's on the pull request. It's all running. I have my YAML build that's being executed. Nuke is executing by installing the global tool. It's doing the restore build pack. And I have not personally written a single line of YAML. I've got an entire build set up in minutes. And now I have fidelity into the fact that when Rodney checks in code, Rodney's not going to break stuff from 2 weeks ago, because at least he's got an automated build that will say, hey, smart guy, your code is jank, fix it. And it'll actually just verify that my unit tests are all passing too. Oh no! Are we broken? Are we broken? No. Okay, we're good. We're still good. We're still good. This is actually weird because it's running it separated, and I usually run it as one contiguous step. So I usually go back and modify the YAML afterwards. But the important part is I didn't have to write the YAML, and it'll generate it for whichever CI system I'm on. Yeah. Green lights. They're the only lights I know. Green lights. Yeah, I got green lights on my build. This is a happy moment. So now I can pull request into my little code kata with confidence. With a couple of lines of code, a little bit of YAML, and a good chunk of hard work and fun. Now we can verify that all of those things are working, that the GitHub Actions are providing accurate setup. And we've got a very simple CI system that we set up using Nuke build in a matter of minutes. We didn't actually have to write very much code. The domain-specific language takes care of most of it. I didn't get into how to generate, I didn't do the 101 version of Nuke because, in my opinion, Cake and Nuke are very similar in that aspect. If you understand what a domain-specific language is, if you understand what build automation is, the syntax around an execute versus a task versus a target is all just syntactic, or really, no, not syntactic sugar. It's semantic flavoring, right? It's however you want to flavor it. It really doesn't matter. It's just semantics. They do more or less the same thing. Nuke has become my preference because I'm more of a developer, and this feels like more of a developer tool. It allows me to kind of flex my developer muscle, create a .NET Core executable, and just reuse that executable. Cake is really more of like a ops person's types tool, in my opinion. This is just my opinion. I love Cake. I still use Cake. I have Cake in a lot of projects. But certain things I just kind of prefer to do in Nuke. And this is one of the features that has really like turned my head, because now for any given build system, I just add an attribute. I give it the build system specifics, and it will just go and generate YAML for me for that build system, and I don't have to worry about it. And for somebody that's got a lot of projects, a lot of little, knick-knacky type things, little NuGet package type junks here and there, I can set one script one time or compose it however I want in any manner in which I choose. So there's a lot of value here for me. I enjoyed playing around with this. Driscoll is actually the one that he started the chunks, and then we did the object composition, and I came back behind him and kind of trying to help clean up and gave some just kind of design notes. But I consume a lot of the packages, and through that consumption, I'm able to give guidance on like how they should be shaped, because I just like a unit test, right? Like I am the unit test. I dictate the API surface and how it's shaped based upon how I consume it and whether or not it's consumable. So when he added the C#8 stuff, it was just like, oh, this is exactly what we were trying to get to from the beginning. Matthias actually added some functionality to Nuke that made it easier for us because he was seeing the way that we were consuming it. So now I've got this nice pull request that I'm going to squash and merge into my main branch, which now says that anytime that I add anything or I create a pull request into my main branch, that everything will work. So now what can we do? Let's go see, right? Let's go see what we have available to us. Come on, pull requests. Let's go create a new pull request, yeah? Because we can go do things like that now. And we'll pull request it into ourselves. We'll do into the main branch, and we will bring in the iteration core, which is the first iteration that we did, right? So that's 1, 2, 3 different pieces. I think I'm actually just going to do a rebase on this one. I'm just going to rebase and bring all 3 pieces forward if I can. cannot automatically merge. You can still create the pull request. Let's create the pull request, right? And I don't think that matters in my opinion. Ooh, actually, I don't think I want to do that. I've already technically pull requested these things in, so now I can just, okay, so now I can actually just fast forward and do stuff. So I don't actually want to create this pull request. That's actually going to be the next litmus test as to whether or not this thing is working. So let's go check. We merged that into main, which gave us that. We want to change up our stuff real quick. Hold on, I'm actually going to go steal some code from another project real quick. And bring it to you live and direct. Live and direct from the 1-6. Ooh. To Cal. Math first chef. It's my turn. Not settings. We just want to edit the thing. So now we're just gonna add build badge stuff there. We aren't going to have code coverage, so we don't care about that. We do want to grab, what do we want to grab? We really just want the history stuff. That's all we care about. License, release, badge. This is all the history stuff. So let's grab the history stuff. Go over here. I'm going to bring this stuff all the way to the bottom. And put that there. This is going to be changed out with this. So that's going to become that. That's going to become that. That becomes that. Okay. So that's the badge stuff. So let's go back and copy and paste more junk. And I have a step that generates all this. I'm lazy and I actually don't want to overwrite the default thing. I just want to add these little bits and pieces. All right, so let's grab the license stuff. Yeah, that's the license stuff. Let's come down here and let's add the license stuff. Then we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to just grab this again, do some more copy paste magic. And this is for all the folks who say, oh, you don't copy paste. Yes, I do. See, I copy paste. I have a teammate who is always saying to me, oh, Rodney, you don't ever copy paste code. I'm like, yeah, I do. I promise you I do. All right, so we got that. We don't need the code coverage badge because we're not putting code coverage on the thing. So let's preview the changes. And now we see that there are no releases, so we can get rid of that. There is no MIT license. We're going to get rid of all that. Okay, we don't care about any of that. So let's just go ahead and get rid of it. And we just want to put the GitHub actions. So we'll get rid of status. We'll just put the GitHub actions. We'll go back down to the bottom of the file. And we'll get rid of the license stuff and the release stuff. And we will just keep the things that be relevant. All right, so we're going to now just commit the changes and we're going to do a housekeeping. I actually think I'm going to start changing to a chore because it feels more like one. Chore, added GitHub action status to redo. All right, so we've got the commit the change there. All right, so we've now got passing builds on our README on main. So now when you come here, you can see that we have GitHub Actions passing. That is good, in my opinion. And then we can get into what we're doing in the exercise. Maybe we put that at the bottom, who knows. But now what we can do is we can come back over here and say our core iteration that we know took forever, we can rebase it on top of main. So like we've got it checked out. So now we can come back over here, we can do git rebase. Oof. these all had pull requests. You know, let's create a pull request and let's see what happens if we get the option that we want. I think we will. I think we'll end up with just a rebase option if we're lucky. Pull requests. New pull request. I'm pretty sure I can change that, but I don't really care right now. Let's get main. Let's compare iteration core. Let's create the pull request and verify that it was going to create the pull request. I don't really care about that right now. And this should give me conflicting files. My rebase was fine. Git push origin iteration core force. Everything's up to date. Oh. What is the deal? Actions should be running. Actions aren't running on the pull request? We're pull requesting into main, right? That should trigger some actions. Do actions break that fast? Are we that good at this? Oh, dun dun dun. Git rebase -I origin /main. Now we get to the crux of the problem. I was like, wait a minute, what am I missing? Tests. Delete. 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 Git rebase continue. We're gonna do the same thing again. Yep, here we go. Delete. 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 Yeah, that's fine. Keep going. Yep, we're going to do this again. Okay, cool. So once we get through this, and the fact that Rodney just doesn't know how to do simple things, delete. Delete. Let's go back and verify that the code is correct. Oh, we need to switch. You're not seeing the rebase. That's in progress. Okay, so now I should have unit tests back, right? There should be tests here. And nobody should be crying about not having tests. Let's build the thing. Verify that there are the tests. We have the tests. Increment experiences never used. Explorer. Where are my tests? Give me my... There are no tests. Oh no. Okay. We can fix this. How can we fix this? This means we have a bad rebase on our hands. Let's... how do we fix this? The easiest way to fix this, cancel, is to create a branch here, call it core, check this thing out. Iteration core already exists, cancel. I want to reset the branch that I'm on, which is this one. I want to reset that. There we go. So hard discard all changes. All right, so now I've got a set of tests here. I should be able to copy all of that and paste that here. Okay, now if I come back here, it's okay, we'll just stash everything for a second, and then we'll check that thing out, and then we will apply the stash. Delete the file, that's fine. Tests. Can we get rid of those? No, definitely don't want to do that. Alright, so now we've got tests, which if we just... It's going to get weird. This is going to get weird, but whatever. Let's do chore, adding back tests after bad rebase. Whatever. Don't care. Now, if we go to the terminal and we do the nice git push origin, not sure that I care. If I refresh this, okay, now we see that the thing is working. So we go back to our pull request. Now this thing should be more or less working correctly. Yep, chore, adding back tests after the bad rebase. It's there. You guys can't see my edge window. So here we should be able to just do a rebase merge. That's what we want to do. We want to take the 4 commits on this branch, will be rebase and added to the base branch. But we only want to do that after it gets done. So maybe we want to add these things as required. So let's go to our settings. Hopefully I don't reveal anything that's too particular. Oh, I'd have to add a rule. Requires pull request before merging. No, I don't want to do that. But I do want to do status checks. I want to do status checks before merging, and we want to require that one. Okay. Require branches to be up to date before merging. I don't know. Yeah, I definitely want to require signed commits. Require linear history because that's a thing. And let's go ahead and create the rule. Let's, do we even know what our password is? Not sure we do. The name can't be blank. Main. Create. All right, we created a rule. So now if we go back to our pull request, it dies because there's a check and the CI failed. Why did the CI failed? Actions. CI. You're broken. Why are you broken? Restore is broken? Okay, I know why. Eek. Why did it work the first time then? That's weird. Okay, that's fine. I can accept that. Let's go to Airframe. Let's pull up EverCraft. And we're just going to want to copy this entire configuration folder, right? So we're just going to copy, configuration, paste, paste, copy the folder, paste the folder, reveal in Finder. Yeah, maybe that'll work. Oh, because it's probably because it's hidden that it won't let me do it. Okay, so now that'll work. So now if I do this and I say, let's just run it locally and make sure that it still builds ./build.sh, because now I should get a consistent experience. Oh, I explicitly don't want the .NET tool restore. How do I get it to ignore it? It should be ignoring it. In my build. exclude those targets. I don't. It should have excluded those. It shouldn't be running those. So why is it okay? So why is it breaking? Let's go read and figure out why it failed. Package executable, get version, stack trace, repeat warning, restore, thing. What version is Airframe running? What version of the core framework are we running this thing on? We're running this on 3.1, okay. Which means we need to install 3.1, right? That's fine. So let's go to this solution first. Okay, so now we're going to get into, I need to do this anyway. Dang it. Okay, that's fine. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Class solution. I don't think I need a default namespace. I'll paste. Import the missing references. And let me go back to the top where I had that, and let's make use of that middleware now. And I think if I do that and then I regenerate my... Ooh, that might be the problem. Part of the problem, at least. I probably still have the... Ow! I am so smart. Probably should not have checked in the code with that auto-generated is true. Are we seeing what I'm doing here? Probably not. Probably shouldn't have checked in with the auto-generated is true. Probably should have done something completely different here, but now I need to add back my buddy there. Bring in the oof. Is it not there? This is a public partial class. Public partial. Oh. Like, I really am smart some days. I just want y'all to know that. Like, I am brilliant at times. That already changed. Let's call that that. It's a public partial. This should be a partial. Now if I do... Why is it doing .NET Tool Restore? Package executable get version.dll or get version command line requires a framework netcore app 2.1 or 3.0. All this for something that I don't even think is working on my build. How about that? How do I know what version of the SDK this stupid thing targets? I actually don't like the fact that it doesn't tell me that in the dependencies on NuGet. That's really actually very weird now that I think about that. Like, it can't even tell me which version of .NET that it's targeting. That's .NET Tool Restore was restored. Nuke Global Tool was restored. I want 25.0 on that, though. I don't want that to be just random. Do I have two dot solutions? Well, isn't that special? Well, that's cute. Ryder just quit unexpectedly. So we'll see how this goes. All right. All right, here we go. Here we go. Back to the fun. Oh, this is we are officially aggravated. This should all just work. It's telling me that it needs 2.1. Do I really want to go install net? Let's do this terminal dot net. .NET runtimes, or was it .NET list runtimes? Well, you can go jump in a lake. I have 2.1 installed. It'd be different. Okay, so maybe I don't have the SDK installed. That's what it is. I don't have the 2.1. Let's just go install the 2.1 SDK. Download core 2.1 SDK. I want to say that you can't even get it easily anymore. NetCore SDK downloader. Download .NET Core 2.1. Mac x64 installer. If it doesn't start in 30 seconds, please contact a professional. Tell us about yourself. No, you don't want to know about me. You just click here to download manually. I just click to download manually because, you know, reasons. So I feel like the SDK shouldn't matter, but I could also be wrong about that. So, you know, whatever. Okay. Continue. Continue. Install. Assuming I know my password. I know my password. How about that? Running package scripts. Alright, it's just installing stuff. And it's done. Yay. Move it to the trash. Now if I do a reset, and build, I don't know why it's doing the .NET Tool Restore. I explicitly don't want it to do that. The package executable getversion.dll or getversion.exe requires a framework NetCore app 2.1. NetCore app 3.0. I don't have this on any other Nuke build that I run on this machine, but this one, of course, wants to give me trouble because I'm just now setting up value injection, computed, stack trace. I think get version is just like unexpected error occurred, could not find develop or master branch. It's because it's not picking up the configuration file. do this. Git. I gotta be able to build it though using Nuke. How do I explicitly tell you not to? I thought I did though. Can I do like a dot exclude? I guess I can't do what I want to do. I do not know why it's forcing that .NET tool. I don't know why it's telling me that it can't. Let me check one last thing. Before I go any further, let me check what version I have. Oh, joy. Central package versioning. It'll be better when all of my projects are central package versions, so then I don't have all of these problems. But until then, Nuke, command line, git version tool 3.65. So maybe it's the version of edit. See, this says package download. I don't really want the download. Let's try this and see what happens. And let's just comment that thing out. And let's see if we can get past the problem, yeah? Oof. Error, NuGet package get version tool is not compatible with Net Core App 3.1. Package supports Net Core App 2.1, Net Core App 3.1. Obviously, I am the problem. Obviously. Is not an exact version. Only exact versions are allowed. Okay, so I have to give it, that's why I gave it the confines. Okay. So now that's how you define an explicit version. Still failing on restore. The solution file has two projects named .solution. Let's go fix that. Because clearly I just deleted one. Yeah, I thought so. I am so good at the thing. Okay, so it gets past the restore. It does the build now. It's running the tests. Gravy, gravy. Everybody's happy. We get the .NET pack. Let's go look and see if our artifact actually, it does not. The NuGet package is not taking. Let's just change it to .zip and let's use .zip. Let's double click it, open it up. The lib net standard 2.0. Let's go look at the new spec file. Open with other. Can we just get the, where's the text? Text edit is fine. Let's just go look at it real quick. Oh, oof, 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 oof. Okay. I'm just going to assume. let's push it and see what we get. At this point, who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen, yeah? This is going to be entertaining. Package download. Package download, include the tool, include the Git version link. It's running that core app 3.1. It's pulling in the Nuke script directory. It's pulling in all the bits and pieces. Let's go to the terminal to git status. Clear. Reset. Reset it again. Still doing the thing. Okay. Git. I think I just want to amend the previous commit. What was the word chore? Adding test back. Let's just do build fixing local nuke build. Again with the passwords. Push. All right, so let's see if our thing actually does anything better this time. Yes, let's go back to our pull request. We'll see that our pull request is running again. Yay, pull request running. Fixing the local nuke build, so it's checking the CI, the pull request, and the push. Okay, so it's got both. I don't know why it's running the action twice. It's cool, no big deal. Oh, because it follows two conventions. Derp. Okay, so we're explicitly telling it to use the Netcore 3.1 SDK. So all this should work at this point. Right? It should be excluding the coverage, the code coverage stuff. I thought I explicitly told it not to do that. Okay, bad. We'll see. We will see. Ooh, .NET Tool Restore is taking way longer than we think it should. It's not using the correct global tool version either, so I think I want to fix that. One last thing to fix before we go any further. And I want to say that's going to be found. Let's do this. Let's do code. Let's look at the thing in VS Codes. It's going to be the config, and it's going to be nuke. And it's going to be 25 .0. Save. We'll worry about that later though. Alright, this will be the next chunk of code that I go to check in next week and be like, oh, so nice of me to leave myself a trail of breadcrumbs to follow. I don't have that many dependencies in this project for this thing to be taking this long, so this is really disheartening. What do we got? Still okay, so the restore succeeded. After 33 seconds of restore, we still getting a Git version issue, which is probably our overall problem. We probably need to install like the proper SDKs for it or something, because it's blowing up every single step. That's telling me that it's not picking up the configuration. That's something we can fix later. I'm less concerned about that and more concerned about the fact that I get green lights on an actual build. So the fact that I'm not getting versioning on this is least of my worries today. Code. Okay, so where are we now? I did the build. It's running the tests. Tests are successful. It's gonna run the pack. It might fail on some of this published stuff, but if it does, I'm not gonna belabor it. Oh no, did it actually publish Nuke packages? Where did it publish them to? With the path. Okay, there were 0 items that failed to upload. Oh, I have no idea where that got uploaded to. Yeet. Well, I guess that means that my dice library will be live somewhere. Yeah, great. All right, so now we've got green lights on that thing. We don't want to do a squash merge. We want to rebase merge. So we'll just do a rebase merge, confirm rebase and merge. And now we're kind of like cooking with the gasoline, because now we're getting fidelity into our builds. Like, yeah, I'm satisfied. So today was a good day. We got through setting up a build for our EverCraft bit. So now when we go to do the hard stuff later, it'll be way more fun. Way more fun and way more exciting. Because now we actually have the ability to verify that the code that we check in is going to work. So now let's just do a pull fast forward only on main. That is awesome. So let's get rid of this local branch. I'm just cleaning up some stuff. Cool. So yeah, long and short, I'm extremely satisfied with this at this point. Like, now we've written very minimal YAML. We've got GitHub Actions working at a cursory level with some basic stuff. And now I have fidelity into the fact that my EverCraft kata is actually like gonna build and work when I forget to check in code for a week and come back and start pushing stuff to the server, 10 minutes before live stream. So next week, what we'll probably get into is, I think we built the leveling system last time. I think we were working on classes, and I wasn't quite sure about how I wanted to implement classes. I think we got into like, how are we going to implement some of these details. So we need to think more around this and figure some of that out. But now at least we've got a valid build process whereby we can not worry about the various ridiculous bits and focus on just providing functionality. So that way, in the event that we forget to check in code on a given week, we don't break everything. Rebase iteration onto main. Character. Main iteration class. We're just gonna take this whole thing and click save, because that seems right. And then we're gonna do the same thing here, yeah? Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna click save. All right, we're gonna continue that rebase. Okay, so we will see you guys next time.